session at this FinCrime Symposium, I think what I'm summing up is that a lot is about to change in the world of finance and technology. What's your take?
I think a lot has already changed, and one of the things I would always like to say is that finance is the medium of exchange that is always going to be there, in always in all forms. No matter what the industry is, be that pharmaceutical, be that F&B, be that retail, whatever it may be, the medium of exchange is going to be finance, and it's always going to be there. And as these industries are being disrupted, innovation is coming in, eventually finance is also going to be disrupted, and that's already what's happening right now as we see, as we discussed today, the new virtual assets that are coming into play, the way we actually bank is being changed, the way we get finance is being changed. People are becoming more banked, more financed. People can borrow money more easily. So the element of ease, access, and convenience, and transparency and affordability is coming into play. And once these core factors come into play, that evolves the basic foundations of financial sector.
Interesting. So you sit at a very interesting vantage point. You are the founder of Middle East North Africa's FinTech Association.
Correct. Yes.
So obviously you sit at the very interesting trifecta of regulators, banks, and then consumers as well. Let's take that one at a time. What advice would you want to give regulators? What are they doing good? What can they improve upon?
Number one, the regulators are the ones that have really driven the financial technology landscape, and the birth of literally financial technology landscape came in when the regulators pushed for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this region, the dynamics are a little different than what you would usually find in the Far East or in the West.
Okay.
Over here, the regulators took the first move and created that environment. So in that scenario, I would say the regulators are moving fast.
Okay.
Not many countries, not many regions have regulators that listen to what you have to say, specifically in the country we're standing in right now.
Okay.
So the regulators are very open to you, they listen to you, they hear you out, they understand what you're trying to say, and then they try to make it a part of the system. The other things, one of the other core things the regulators that have closely worked on, they have done is sandboxing. Sandboxing is critical, sandboxing is essential, and that is a very strong sign that they want to hear out what the innovators are saying.
And they want to try it out with new techniques and tips.
Now the other thing after that is going to be on the banking side of it. So when the regulators promote it, automatically the system underneath responds back to it. Because eventually they want to serve the customer with ease, access, convenience, transparency, affordability as well. And who is the front end for that? The banks and the innovators. Then they jump onto it and they work with the regulators to establish it. For the consumers are at a win-win situation completely, where everyone is trying to win the customers. And to win the customers, once again, the core fundamentals that we've discussed earlier on comes into play by providing the needs, access, convenience, transparency, affordability. Now, apart from that, the other thing that I would like to highlight when it comes to the regulators and the way they're currently working right now. So one regulator has taken the lead, of course, we're talking about this specific country. After that, all the other regional regulators have started responding back to it as well. So some of the things I would say the 22 Arab countries that are currently a part of the system that I'm also closely working with have started responding to it by coming up with regimes that support the financial technology landscape.
Okay.
So I think the regulators, what they are further doing right now, and I would give them the credit right now, is that they've tried to create that bridge via us, via the association itself is competing, is by creating a bridge between the innovators and the regulators, the corporates, the academia, into one place. But it's an evolving space, and something that is being involved, it needs more insights, more inputs. Because traditionally, regulations were being made by the corporates, the inputs they were giving in, the large corporates.
Which was more favorable to their side of the house rather than collective.
So the regulators had their own, they had their own understanding, and the understanding that they were actually getting in from the corporates as well. Now things change now. Now the guys who are actually with teams or the innovators who are actually building up these new future forward solutions, they come into play. So now they have the say. So I think the regulators have done a fairly great job, and I think some of the other things that you'll be looking forward towards, and that you'll be looking forward towards, is to be bridging the international markets into the region.
Interesting. So, as we do, as we consult many of the banks in the business, one of the things that we see as a challenge is that the board members don't have a vision of technology.
Yeah.
The C-suite has, on the business side at least, has seen enough or gone to enough conferences to have an idea of what to look for, but their IT is not ready. What would make the banks ready internally apart from just the vision part? What do they need to do to start taking this into stride, taking it seriously, and moving it forward?
To keep it basic, the first thing, this is what I typically do with the banks here in the region, is keep it very simple and remove the legacy mindset.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, so legacy mindset is the core basic issue that you have. Once the legacy mindset is removed, then that removes the first, the most critical barrier of actually understanding what this is going to do for you, number one. Once the legacy mindset is removed, secondly is understanding of financial technology. What is financial technology? What animal it is?
Right.
That needs to be done with all of your employees who are a part of your organization. But eventually, if you, or even if you have the vision, even if you have the tech, and then you go to implement it, who implements it for you?
Right.
The staff, the employees working. If they do not understand what you are implementing, why you're implementing, what you're trying to achieve, it's never going to
Never
work.
gonna work.
So, first of all, the mindset needs to be fixed. Then after that,
Investing in your people, getting their digital quotient up.
absolutely. Without that, it's going to be, I think it's going to be, it's still going to be an uphill task.
Regardless,
but,
yeah.
Regardless, but the critical component of it is the mindset shift that you need to bring it into your employees. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult because right now there's so many meanings for fintech. And everyone has a new meaning for fintech. I mean, there's so many experts out there who understand fintech. So I think it's first. The critical thing is to embed the right mindset into the minds, and then after that, lead towards the next bit of implementation. But then it's only going to become easier for you, rather than having impediments. There's so many banks that are out there that have launched so many digital platforms. It's not front end only. There's a lot of back end work that needs to be done. So they've launched digital banks, but they have never been able to scale. Because why? Because who scales it?
Well, to scale it, you have to understand what to
Yes.
scale, how to build, and all of that as well. Very interesting. Last part, the consumer. They've got this new power that they never had.
Yeah.
And everybody's fighting for them to get their attention, learning them, and so forth. How far are they from adopting all the change that is being thrown at them? What do they need to do to get ready for it?
They already have. They don't need to be ready. I think they will be served on their plates. You know, that's. I mean, the customer is the king, as always say. The old saying.
Right.
It's always been there, and I think the customer is now the king of kings.
I like that.
So now the customer. I mean, I get so many freebies from every other platform.
Right.
And I like them. Right, and I'm being spoiled more and more and more. I think the customer is more than ready than ever before, and they have all what it takes. The only thing they would need to do is adapt to new technologies, and I think the hardware companies do it quite well to make sure that they adapt.
Looks like there's more pampering coming your way.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
talking
very
to
much.
us today.